Welcome back to the show. The only question I have for you today is, what if a simple app on your phone could bypass the normal path of your day and steer you directly into a real-life nightmare? That's what we're going to go into today, as back in 2020, millions of people downloaded the highly popularized app Randonautica. It promised a fun adventure, a way to bring you out of your daily routine using quantum-generated coordinates. But when you tell an app to guide you toward your deepest intentions, you open a door you might not just be able to close. Tonight, we're looking at the absolute most disturbing things found by randonauts, as they like to call themselves. From real-life crime scenes to dark cults hidden in plain sight. Before we get into the dark things found and documented online, you have to understand how the app actually works. It doesn't just pick up a random spot on Google Maps. It claims to use a quantum random number generator to pinpoint locations of high energy density. To generate a coordinate, the app requires you to follow a specific process. Step 1. Choose your point type. You can say attractor, void, or anomaly. Choose between a attractor, which is a high concentration of quantum points, a void, which is the lowest concentration, or an anomaly, which is the most extreme deviation. Step 2. You set your attention, which is the mental anchor. You are instructed to focus intensely on a word or concept like peace, mystery, or something scary. Some people even put gory and get some crazy scenes. Creators claim your thoughts can physically influence the quantum outcome, which reminds me of one of the stories of when a fella was told by his son to think of a balloon, and when he went to this location, he found a picture of a hot air balloon from a very old date. The means behind that picture, he still doesn't know to this day. And in step 3, you have to follow the coordinates. The point of no return. The app drops a pin, often heavily secluded, low foot traffic areas, like dense woods, abandoned structures, or rocky coastlines. The creators call it breaking the simulation, while skeptics call it pure coincidence. But for the people in their net stories, the coincidence was entirely too real. In June 19th of 2020, Alki Beach, West Seattle, a group of teenagers were playing around with Randonautica, and they'd chosen their intention to travel. The coordinates led them directly to the rocky shore below a pier. There, sitting out at the water's edge, was a single black suitcase. Laughing and filming for TikTok, they joked that maybe it was filled with possible cash, maybe $1 million. But when they opened it with a stick, they didn't find money, but instead they were hit with a very heavy, metallic, putrid stench, the undeniable smell of decay. If you know anything about blood, its smell is highly metallic. Terrified, the teens called the police. Investigators quickly arrived and secured the scene, eventually recovering a second bag floating in the nearby waterway. Inside were the dismembered remains of a 35-year-old Jessica Lewis and her partner, 27-year-old Austin Winter. Both had been shot to death days earlier. The investigation eventually pointed to their landlord, Michael Lee Dudley, who dismembered the couple after a dispute over rent money. Dudley was ultimately convicted and sentenced to 46 years in prison. How did a random number generator lead a group of teenagers to a double murder scene before the police even knew the couple was missing? To this day, it remains the most chilling real-world horror associated with the app. But crime scenes aren't the only thing randonauts stumble into. Sometimes they encounter the people who lurk in these forgotten places. One of those viral trends on TikTok and YouTube involved users setting their intentions to danger or the unknown, only to find themselves watched. Multiple videos capture the same exact terrifying scenario. arriving at an empty, open field or a secluded dirt road, only to spot a figure standing perfectly still in the distance. In several clips, the moment the randonauts called out or shine a flashlight, the figure didn't run away. They sprint directly at them. They aren't ghosts. They are real people, often squatting in abandoned structures or hiding in low-traffic areas. When an app sends thousands of clueless teenagers with expensive smartphones into isolated dark fields at night, it creates the perfect hunting ground for predators, stalkers, and people who do not want to be found. And then there are the rituals, like randonauts searching for spiritual or occult anomalies, who have repeatedly documented finding highly bizarre, unsettling setups deep in the woods. We're not talking about some kids messing around with a plastic Ouija board. We're talking about people that have documented finding animal remains arranged in precise geometric patterns, placed burned black candles, and hand-carved altars. In one infamous report, a user following coordinates deep into a forest came across coyote skins hanging over tree branches, with their severed heads lined up on rocks directly below them. Even more terrifying are the physical encounters. Users have reported driving on coordinates only to find small groups of robed or hooded figures standing in a circle performing silent rituals. Are these pagan practitioners who just want privacy? Or is there something far more sinister happening in the deep woods when the sun goes down? Either way, stumbling onto an active ritual in the middle of nowhere is a quick way to turn an internet trend into a fight for survival. Is Randonautica ran by hackers who know of crimes and incidents going on? Or is it just a random number generator exposing us to the dark, hidden corners of our own neighborhoods? Or maybe is it all hoax? Maybe the true horror is in the app itself, and the horror is what's already out there, just waiting for our random 7 numbers to bring you face to face with it. There's a whole lot of questions left to be answered, but the one question I want to ask you before I let you go is, would you ever download the app and test it yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And stay safe out there. And thanks for watching. Goodbye!